Hello, I'm Deborah Sword. In this episode, let's talk about conflict ghosts. Ghosts in a conflict are people who aren't parties to the conflict, but still influence or try to influence those who are in the conflict. Ghosts can be, for example, a coffee group at work that wants to hear about your fight with a colleague. High-profile conflicts attract ghosts like media or police or human resource professionals at work. Ghosts can be family members or nosy neighbors. Ghosts have impacts even though they're not parties in the traditional sense of the term. Something about the ghost makes them influential to you or your adversary, the person you're in conflict with. Ghosts are different than your allies, who I mentioned in episode 36. Allies are who you seek for support because you want to tell them your version. That's the conflict prime directive, to find and bind allies to your side of the conflict. Conflict ghosts, on the other hand, aren't always people you want to know your story. They insert themselves into your conflict. Ghosts have a gravitational pull like the moon causes tides. You may get caught between your adversary and your ghost, each asking you to do what they want. For example, you may have a conflict with a sibling over an heirloom you've always thought you'd get. Your parent tells you to sell the heirloom to your sibling, accept the money your sibling is offering for it. You don't want money for a beloved heirloom, but you want to please your parent. So you give up the heirloom for unwanted money to make a parent happy. That parent has ghost power, not their conflict. They don't live with the consequences, but they get to tell you what to do. The question becomes, how do you exorcise these ghosts? You might acknowledge their interest in the conflict and the pressure they add to your decision making. When a ghost crosses your conflict boundary, you decide if you'll let them in. Each ghost has its own strategy for banishment. To minimize the ghost influence, tell them you prefer to decide without help. Sorry, folks, this is between your two adult children who can handle their own problems. The executive ghost is another type. The executive prefers being invisibly in charge and may deny attempting to have control. You can call the bluff of the invisible executive ghost. Tell them either be present or stay out of the conflict. Chances are they won't want to be visible. The advisor ghost could be a spouse, relative, professional you consult, a religious leader, business partner, or a friend, someone who thinks they have your best interests at heart. They're a significant other to either you or your adversary. The advisor ghost wants you to check with them that a decision is wise and appropriate before you make that decision. Well, this may even be someone you trust. You might not want them in your conflict. You can tell them, as much as I want reassurance that my decision is correct, I'm comfortable with what I decided, and I'm the one who has to live with the consequences. I try to work with any ghost haunting a conflict to make them as friendly as ghosts can be. A ghost can even turn out to be an ally. But if the conflict isn't one where ghosts will be helpful, it's conflict competent to respectfully tell them so. If you're alert to their presence, draw attention to them so their influence over you or the constraints they're trying to put on you can be managed. You get to own your conflict. Thank you for listening. I hope you'll subscribe, like, share, and leave comments, ask questions, suggest topics. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.